Hi, I'm Carl Turner reporting for Pixels and Pills from the BDI Social Communications and Healthcare Conference. And I have here with me Kurt Mueller from Roska Digital. Thanks for agreeing to speak with me, Kurt.
Oh, you're welcome, Carl.
All right, so you've been an active participant in this conference here. You've been watching actively, and I've talked to you off camera about some of the things that were more interesting. And I just want to hear your take on what's been going on at the conference so far and what you find some of the most interesting points that the presenters made.
That's great. It's been a great conference so far. I think a lot of great information. It's great to see industry represented. So to hear from the pharma companies what they're doing, how they're doing it, it's been fantastic. It's probably the best morning I've spent in a long time. I think one of the important things is pharma's moving forward in advance of the guidelines. We know they're not going to happen at the end of the year, even though FDA says they will. So it's been interesting to see Mark Monceau from J&J talk a little bit about how to get started, take your baby steps, move a little bit, see what happens, move a little bit more. And I think that sentiment was also backed up by Pfizer. And it was great to see them involved in Facebook and Twitter and even an internal blog where employees can actually start to post comments and things like that. And I think the sentiment there was also the same, which is we don't have all the answers. We don't know everything, but we're going to have to experiment and take some chances. And then with every success, you take another step forward, a little step forward. And I think that's how we're going to arrive at some really solid communications moving forward that the FDA is going to accept.
So with people like the guys from J&J and from Pfizer saying these types of things, do you think that other pharma companies are going to heed and move forward, or do you think that they're still going to stall and wait for the guidance and then try to get a jump start and follow some of these leaders in the industry?
I think you're going to have a combination. So I think what we're going to find are if the pharmaceutical companies can operate and marketers can operate responsibly, then I think they will take the lead of the J&Js and the Pfizers that are not receiving the warning letters. So I think the more that big pharma and small pharma can actually advance social media and not receive a warning letter from DDMAC or the FDA, I think others will step in. I think you're always going to have some conservative companies that will look at what happened in Novartis this past week with Gist Alliance and say, you know what, that's going to scare me. But if you read the letters, if you actually go into what the violation was about, it has merit in how we're supposed to operate. So I think the core, again, is going back to trust, transparency, and responsibility. I think if we follow those three tenets, we'll be just fine.
Great. And is there anybody that you're looking forward to hearing speak, other than the speakers you mentioned? Anybody else you're looking forward to hearing present, or anything in the roundtables that you're looking forward to discussing?
Oh, I think that's great. I think the roundtables are going to be terrific. I don't remember all the topics offhand, but I think there's 13. Some are around what companies are doing with the FDA regulations in anticipation of the guidelines. I think that's going to be exciting. It's an ongoing discussion, but I think any clarity and especially having industry here is going to be just wonderful. So I was really excited to see that there's representatives from Pfizer, from J&J, and from the other companies at the roundtables, so everybody can dialogue and have the benefit of that. I'm very excited to see Jonathan Richmond from Dose of Digital talk. Always a very energetic presenter with a lot of good information, a lot of good guidelines from the marketer's standpoint. So I think this morning was a lot of industry, so now it's going to be interesting to see from the marketer's side what are those perspectives. So I think the next sessions are going to be great from the ad agency's perspective.
Thanks a lot for your time, Kurt.
You're welcome, Carl. Thank you very much.
I'm Carl Turner, reporting for Pixels and Pills from the BDI Social Communications and Healthcare Conference.